Welcome back to Physics with Miyoshi. Today I just wanted to go through a little problem with you. We're going to take a little duck here. I still picture my duck. It's paddling along at with a force of 0.1 newtons, and it's got a current acting on it also of 0.2 newtons. And we're going to use Newton's laws and a little bit of kinematics. So remember those kinematic things we told you to stick around in the back of your brain. Well, we're going to use them here again today. So, we know the angle that force of the current is acting, so we can use that as well. So we're going to use a lot of things that we've done already in this problem. Remember Newton's second law, the force is sum of our forces is our mass times acceleration, and we'll use that in a little bit here. But before we do that, we're going to have to remember that we're going to add our forces together. When we add them, we can get our final total force, but we don't really care about that. All we really care about is our vector components here, our x direction and our y directions. And so when we look at that to add them together, really we're just looking to break up this force of our current and break that up into x component and our y component, and then we can find our accelerations from there, and then from that acceleration we can then find the distance. So how are we going to do that? Oh yeah, that's what we're trying to find, our total distance displacement that this little object, this duck, will undergo after 3 seconds. We know the time, and then we can find this guy. Okay, so what do we need to do first? Well, we remember that we add our vector components to find our final displacement. Like I said, we don't need to find our final total force, but we do need to find those x components of our force and the y component of our force. And remember we'll break up the current by remembering that cosine of theta is Fc, our current in the x direction divided by our total current, which is this little triangle here. And the sine of theta is the force in the y direction divided by our total force there. So when we do all those numbers in there, we find out the force of the current in the x direction is the force of the current times the cosine of 52 degrees, which gives us 0.123 newtons. And the force of the current in the y direction is the force of the current times sine of 52 degrees, which gives us 0.1576 newtons. Now, when we figure all this guy out, we can now just worry about our x direction totals, which is these two guys added together, which gives us 0.223 newtons. And in the y direction, it's just this guy. There's no x component or y component for the paddling. And so that ends up to be the same as this guy, which is 0.1576 newtons. Now, again, we don't have to worry about adding those together to find the total force. We just have to worry about the components. And that way we can find the acceleration in the x direction and the acceleration in the y direction. And we do that simply by applying Newton's second law in both the x direction and the y direction. So we'll take our force divided by our mass, which we know as 2.5 from our givens, and we end up getting 0.0893 meters per second squared, and in the y direction we end up getting 0.063 meters per second squared. Now, I probably keep a little bit more significant digits than I need to. If I look at the problem, I only really should be keeping 2 significant digits. That should have a 1.10 there. But I like to keep those for my intermediate answers so that I can have more significant digits in my calculator to calculate the right number. So, now that we found the accelerations, now what we have to do is remember some kinematics. Remember, in kinematics, we can look at the x direction and y direction separately, just like we did here with the forces, because the acceleration is also a vector, as is our displacement. So we'll just look at that separately. I'll use this equation here. Direction in the displacement in the x direction is my initial velocity in the x direction, times time plus 1/2 the acceleration in the x direction times t squared, which is the time squared. And the same thing with the y direction. D is v0 times t plus 1/2 a t squared, again in the y direction. Now for the x direction, I start off with initial velocity, which is back here in my givens of 0.11 meters per second. Multiply that by 3 seconds, add 1/2 acceleration in the x direction plus t or times t squared. The x direction acceleration is here, and I end up getting, after I multiply all that out, I end up getting the distance or the displacement in my x direction is 0.7316 meters. I do the same thing for the y direction. Notice my v0 in the y direction is 0, so I can just take that guy out, which you see down here. I only have the 1/2 ay t squared. Multiply that guy all out, and I get 0.2837 meters. Now, if I break that up into a little triangle here, I have the displacement, total displacement, and I have the dy and the dx, or my x and y, y and x in that case, displacement, and I have my theta here, and I know it's going to go down based on the forces back there. So I take this guy, I'll use my Pythagorean theorem because I know that the angle between my x and y is 90 degrees. So I have d squared, my total displacement is my x displacement squared plus my y displacement squared. I do all the math there, plug in these numbers here, and I end up getting d squared is 0.616 meters squared. Take the square root of that on both sides, so I get d is 0.7847 meters. Nope, pardon me. Now I remember my little bit of trig, and my tangent is dy over dx, or opposite over adjacent, which is dy over dx. Plug those numbers in there, and so my theta is the arctangent of 0.3877. Theta ends up being 21.19 degrees. In this case, south of east. So my total displacement, my vector d, is 0.78 meters at an angle of 21 degrees south of east. So there we have a fairly detailed problem from a very simple set of equations. The main thing to remember here is Newton's second law, and remember that vectors, forces, accelerations are vector quantities, so we have to break them up into x and y components. So, little application of Newton's second law and a bunch of vector stuff and a little bit of kinematics as well. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for going through this problem with me. Hopefully you've been enjoying Physics with Miyoshi. Tune again next time when we study more Physics with Miyoshi.